Hey, everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today's guest, you know him so well. He is the two-time classic physique Olympia champion. They call him the Black Swan, all the way from Los Angeles, California. Please welcome Breon Ansley. How are you, Breon?
Hey, Ron, I'm doing great. How are you, brother? Great to wake up, start this day off with interviewing with you and wake this damn morning up with you, brother. 9 a.m. over here on the West Coast, and I know it's, noon over there with you on the East Coast.
I've been awake for a very long time. But
yeah, not me so much.
I'm not sure when this is posting, but you're going to be heading off to Toronto for the Toronto Super Show. This time not to compete, but to support your girlfriend. Danny is a bikini pro. She's going to be competing. Yeah,
correct.
Good time. That's a great show, Ron. Have you been to Toronto Pro before?
No, I have never even been to Canada before.
Dude, you'll be very surprised. The people are incredibly polite. You're gonna think something's wrong. Like, why are they being so nice to me? But they're like that. They're nice people.
Well, that's going to be interesting, because I would think that, okay, since my name is Breon and there's the guy named Sebum that's from there, and at this show, how will I be received? So that's interesting you say that. I'm looking forward to, them being receptive. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, well, they're not going to like you as much as they like Chris Bumstead.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Far be it from me to ever think that.
He is their favorite son. What are you going to do?
But
So you've been giving great updates on your YouTube channel as to what you're doing. Your YouTube channel is called Breon Ansley. Everybody, so much great content. He puts all his workouts on there, cooking, goes through everything he eats in a day. He takes you through you must have, I don't know, a dozen videos or more where you follow you through the whole day. So we see your whole lifestyle, what it takes to do. So guys, if you haven't checked out Breon's channel, please do yourself a favor. Very, very informative and entertaining.
Appreciate that, Ron. Appreciate that.
You get to see him eat some pancakes quite often. Not as much lately. Maybe that's
right.
Soon. So that's your updates. You've already told everyone, thank goodness you're staying in the classic division at least one more year, going back for the title. So that's the biggest news. You broke that a while ago. This time I wanted to do some Q&As with you, because you have a lot of knowledge and experience. You've been doing this for a while, and I like your Q&A videos on your channel, but you haven't done one in a while. So I said, let me see if I can get Breon to do one for MD. Why not? Because
right on.
There is a column, everybody. We still have a magazine. We are the last print magazine out there, Muscular Development. And every month there is a column written by Breon called The Black Swan. And we're going to get some good Q&As for this. So here we go.
That's for that is pretty, that's you got to highlight that, man, that you got the last ones. That's pretty remarkable. Well, and still rocking, still going.
Still rocking. I understand. That's why we have the YouTube channel and the social media. The world has changed. People don't read like they used to. They don't put a book or a magazine up to their face and read as much. It's all phones and tablets and all that. But I'm old. I love magazines and books. I like to hold them and turn the pages and take them into the bathroom with me while I'm sitting there.
Of course, because Barnes and Nobles and all the Barnes and Nobles and all the bookstores, man, it's flooded in there when I go past and when I go in there. Oh, wow. So people still love people still love the physicality.
Oh, I'm glad you told me that, because my town built a brand new library. It cost I don't know how many $1 million. And every time I've been in there, there's like 2 people in there. So
Barnes and Nobles is a little different than the library, though. It's a little bit more like an event, in there.
Where they sell coffee?
Yep. Coffee. Starbucks is in there.
You can hang out with your coffee and muffin for hours, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, I'm going to be straightforward and honest with you. I made up all these questions, but I guarantee these are questions a lot of you would have for Breon if you could ask him a question. So question number 1, I'm curious to know if you've experimented with different training frequencies for body parts, as in hitting them once a week versus twice or even more often, and what were your results?
Oh, hell yes, man. A number of them, just frequency during the week, tempo changes, with first and second and third set, shortening up rest periods, versus maybe even stick with like a 10 to 12 rep range, then move to like a a 20 to 25 to even 30 rep range with like 30 to 45 second rest. I mean, everything, more drop sets, more supersets. Yeah, all of it, man, all of it. And I think, what I will say is I think all of it has its, actually, I will say this. I would probably say just this last year, I've been more pleased with the look, with the change in style. And well, just this year, I always think that the Olympia, I always say that this past Olympia was last year. For some reason, it doesn't seem like it was still this year.
I know.
And that was just shortening up rest periods. That was just, man, going in there and higher rep range. Yes. The lowest rep range was 15 reps around. We would get up to 30. I would push it to 30. What's on paper for me is 25.
Yeah.
I would push it to 30, 35 sometimes. And then short rest periods, like 45 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds. The highest rest period was a minute. And I actually personally like that the best, that style of training there for quality in the muscle and for a look to the muscle density wise that you get, in the just a combination of quality conditioning wise and the density in the muscle, for those deep separated grooves into the muscle.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Okay. As far as a training frequency, I know in one of your videos you talked about you hit everything at least twice a week now. Was there a time when you did it once a week, and did you find that really wasn't enough? There was too much time going by between hitting that body part?
Yeah. I just wanted more, and I felt my body could handle more with the recovery. Yeah, when I really just got into, when I turned pro, actually, that's when it amped up into, that's when it amped up into training everything at least twice a week. So that was in 2013.
Wow.
2013 is when I've been training everything at least twice a week, because that's just where I feel like I'm really getting the most out. Well, you talk about development wise, even in classic, I've had to stay around the same weight for 4 years now, 5 years. Yeah. But still, I've been able to, I've seen improvements still with training that way. And I don't know if I would with not giving it the frequency, with having to stay at that weight. Maybe it'll be different if I go, if I move up in classes and then a training annihilating the muscle maybe once a week. That might work for that. But, I find that for right now with classic, the frequency is best there with at least twice a week.
Gotcha. Well, I could say, I know what you look like when you turn pro, and you look way better now. If you were looking like that now, you'd be like last call out at all these shows. Sorry. You look good, but the way you look now it's a whole other level.
Yeah.
Well, we just talked about weight. I did not plan this, guys. It's the next question ties right into it. You've talked about keeping your off-season weight down so you can start your preps leaner and get down to your weight limit of 180 more easily. How hard is it for you, and how have you managed to do it? Have you been eating cleaner, doing more cardio? What's been the key?
Yeah, both of those right there. Just eating cleaner, and a little bit of cardio, even keeping the intensity with the rest periods and kind of the training style, keeping that up, so I don't even have to maybe do as much cardio in the off season. Use the style of training as more of the cardio. But yeah, I mean, since my body would like to easily go to about 210, 215, if I pushed it a little bit, I could get to 220 pretty good. But there's no need for me to do that. I did that in last year, 2020, and I just had to lose too much weight too fast, and I would probably say that was my worst look.
Really?
Ever. Yeah, 2020 look.
Wow.
When I got the heaviest, I got all the way to about almost 230. So I was in the 225, 226 range. And it's just, it's not good, and it's not productive really for anything, I don't think. because you just have to lose too much. And when you get up there that high, you can't even really see, if you're still fairly lean, you can.
Yeah.
But then if you're still fairly lean, you already know if you're fairly lean up that high, you're going to still have to lose quite a bit of tissue if you're already lean up there. So might as well just work on the quality. And, I think also the misconception, Ron, out there is that you can't put on any muscle if you have to stay, right there at the weight limit. And I don't agree with that.
Nope.
Yeah. I don't agree with that at all. I mean, it's evident in my photos that I've put on some muscle, improve the quality, improve the look, improve the conditioning, improve the density. So, yeah.
You understand though why it doesn't seem to make any sense. How could you be the same weight and the same body fat? Because you're always down to, I don't know, what is like a 2% or whatever. You get very, very lean. It doesn't make sense that you could be putting muscle on and still making that weight. It's hard to wrap your mind around that for me.
Yeah, I agree. It is. But I mean, if you come down a little bit, you get leaner, right? Your body fat percentage gets lower, right? Yeah. That's something to look at there. And as far as quality is concerned, you maybe can. Well, even if it's not actual muscle, the look can still change drastically with what you're doing with the illusion.
Right.
So,
okay, yeah.
But I would say
muscle maturity and quality, it's a very real thing. You have all that detail, the grooves, the striations. The more and more that you get, it does make you look bigger, even if technically you're not bigger.
Absolutely. So the adding muscle per se directly, I would say, would just get leaner, and then that's how you know that you've added more muscle. Just get leaner than the last time.
All right, leg training question. For legs, do you feel standard barbell squats are absolutely necessary for optimal thigh development, or could someone work hard on leg presses, hack squats, belt squats, and pendulum squats and see the same results?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think the end all be all is. I personally don't think the end all be all is with you said standard barbell squats. Yeah. I definitely don't. Man, and for me personally, I haven't done barbell squats in 3 years. Like I've tampered with it here and there, but as far as really putting some consistency to barbell squats, I have in the 3-4 years. I just go with because I have a little wear and tear, and so I just go with what feels good, where I can train intense and what feels good, and I don't have any pain or any discomfort anywhere. And I find that barbell squats give me a little bit more discomfort. I'm thinking about too much. And this is just for me. I'm just thinking about too much other than the muscles that are being worked. I'm thinking about joints. I'm thinking about posture and staying, my low back and staying up erect. And, I'm thinking about ankle flexibility. And I'm thinking about all kind of other things other than pressure on the muscle,
Right. I mean, your leg development is, nobody can even you can't say anything bad about your leg development. It's amazing. So right there.
Thank you, Ron.
And you did do barbell squats for many years. It has to be said.
Yes. And I did absolutely. Because, I started in football.
Yeah.
Ever since football at age 13 and started barbell squats. That was in our programs for, in our programming. And squat, man, clean and jerk and deadlifting and all of that. So, squatting was my base. But then, that is just when you go into bodybuilding, it's a whole nother arena of specific development. And there's so many other exercises, and it's so important, so important to be comfortable and to get into a groove with the exercise that you're doing for development.
Cool. All right. Well, this is a slightly controversial topic. With all the tragic deaths among our athletes over the past year, have you taken any additional measures to ensure your own health and longevity?
No, because I've always, taken it seriously. I get my blood work done 3-4 times a year. And yeah, I come off cycle, after the shows when I'm supposed to. And I like I said, I'm checking everything, and even if it could be the biggest show in my life, if Olympia, that if something's not right with what the blood work shows, then we got to slow down, entirely with what we're using and try to figure it out. Right. Actually, I've done that. Around when was that? It wasn't last year, but it was in 2019, I want to say, when my liver enzymes were. When was that? That was 2019 when my liver enzymes were really high. And I stopped training, stopped doing cardio, stopped pre-workout, stopped everything. Stopped gear for 7 days. And this was I was 5 or 4 weeks out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, nothing for 7 days. Just to, make sure that we were kind of in better ranges with the enzymes in range, and then started back again, obviously on a much lighter dose of everything now going forward. And then, it's just okay again, but just some reason I had a little reaction that was higher than normal. And then, it wasn't just balls to the wall because it was Olympia. It was, that's more important, man, than trying to even go for a title.
Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you get heart scans, like an ultrasound of the heart, the calcium score? Do you do that?
I just did blood work on Monday, and I added that on. I added that one in there.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Echocardiograms and EKGs. Yeah.
Yeah. It's super important. I mean, I have a cardiologist. I actually have a cardiologist because.
Wow.
I've been on that stuff for quite a while. So
that's good. It's good. That's excellent.
I encourage everyone out there, if you're using stuff, get the heart looked at. Blood work's great. Do your blood work, but don't stop there. Get the echocardiograms, get the calcium score, because it's the heart. 9 times out of 10, that's going to be what does you in. So
yeah. Well, you'll be with us for a very long time, Ryan.
I hope so.
We're happy to stay.
Knock on something. 52 so far. Let's see if I can get to 152. All right.
Absolutely.
Here's a good question. I know your girlfriend Danny's a bikini pro. Do you ever train together, or are your training styles so different that it's just not realistic to train together?
No, we do. We do train together. This is how it goes most of the time. We start with all of the exercises that we can train together. And then, because bikini is so specific with what you don't want to develop and what you want to have developed and what you want to, do this and do that.
Yeah.
Then she branches off and does her own thing. Like if I'm doing any type of shoulder work or trap work or, high back work, then she says, okay, I'm out of here. Or if I'm doing heavier,
It'll come back. Someone's trying to call you.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Or if I'm doing any type of extended, quad work, she's out of there, because with bikini, it's all about the backside, right?
Yeah.
And more so hams and glutes. And yeah, but we start with the same exercises a lot, maybe 2 exercises, 3 exercises. And then when it intensifies into doing certain muscle groups, then she branches off and does her thing.
So you don't spend like an hour training glutes ever?
No, I don't. But hey, man, I do train that this trio of exercises that Chris has us doing is a monster of some glute work. It's what do? We do the kickbacks.
Yep.
We do kickbacks along with the standing hamstring curl.
Yep.
And then we do walking lunges.
Oh boy. Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I don't make fun of it. I wouldn't do it as a bodybuilder. You don't want to spend a ton of time working glutes because we're not judged that heavily on our glute development. But I see what these bikini pros do, and it's grueling. I mean, like the volume, some of them do like 50, 60 sets in a workout. It's like, geez.
Yeah, yeah, glutes. I know, man. And then that's 50, 60 sets. And then they'll train glutes like 3-4 times a week.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, some of them I never see do anything else. Sometimes I'm like, do they ever do upper body? You know, the ones in my gym, I'm like, every time I see you doing those hip thrusts and this, do you ever do upper body? Anyway.
No.
Oh, this is even more controversial. Oh boy, here we go.
Oh boy, you're rocking and rolling now.
Well, so far we haven't really had anything controversial. So Oxygen Gym in Kuwait has been getting bashed recently on a couple of YouTube interviews that spawned a ton of other videos commenting on it. You spent time over there. How would you rate your overall experience from incredible to horrible?
Oh, I would say my personal experience was incredible. I had the utmost support from Bader. I had Chris out there. You know, all of the guys, you know, that trained in the gym, all the competitors and just regular gym goers. They were all great and all supportive. Yeah, everything was great. Everything was absolutely wonderful. I mean, and then the energy with Rolly in there, Rami in there at the time. Who else?
Probably in there.
Who was that?
Ahmad Ashkenani,
Ahmad was in there training. Ashkenani was in there. Yeah, and Brandon. Oh shit, I was roommates with Brandon.
Oh, that's right. Jeez. So
yeah, we stayed together. So that was really cool. Yeah, so you know, nothing but great things for me to say about the experience there in the Kuwait and Oxygen Gym.
Yeah, I mean,
my ears haven't been to the streets on what's going on. I don't know what's happening.
Well, I'll fill you in real quick. I'm not breaking any news here. Everyone who's watching this has already watched the other videos. So right. Dennis James did an interview where he talked about Rami. One of the reasons he left, Rami was upset that they were pushing him to do more gear and eat more food, and he just wasn't comfortable with all that. And then Regan Grimes, he spent a few weeks over there, and pretty similar story. They were trying to get him to like 350 pounds or something, and he just wasn't comfortable with what they were asking him to do. So he hightailed it back to Canada. But you know, and he implied, he since went back on it. He since said, that's not what I meant. He made it sound like he was afraid they weren't going to let him leave, like they were going to keep him prisoner, which, you know, come on. I don't think that was ever going to happen. But yeah. So just a quick question. When you trained there, was it Chris training you, or did you get to work with one of the two head trainers, Abdullah or Ahmad Askar?
It was Chris. Yeah, it was Chris. Chris was out there training me. Yeah. They just, we just kept it the same like that. You know, I'm going to just have Chris training me, and I believe Chris's style and Chris's focus on detail, and his style is just always best for me. But you know, not to take anything away from those guys. Obviously, they know what they're doing, and you know, the proof is in the pudding on who they're training. But yeah, I mean, and see with me that if you're a classic guy that goes out there, you know, even if that's going on, I don't know. You know, that's not even going to be a problem, because you got a weight limit, man. You can't get too massive. You can't get too too far out of range for where you have to come down to in your for this weight limit, you know, for this weight cap. So
nobody ever pulled you aside and said, listen, we're going to get you to 300 pounds. You're going to beat Rami next year.
No.
But you have to stay here. You can't go home. Never.
Right. No. I had a great time out there. I mean, I was pretty surprised too at Kuwait, because you know, I didn't know about the Middle East, and I didn't know about the development of the Middle East at all. But it's very developed, man. And Chris was staying at a Holiday Inn that was like the Taj Mahal or the you know, Caesars or something like that. It was 5-star with 5 restaurants in the Holiday Inn, like three great sized gyms. You know, they wasn't just little hotel gyms. These gyms were spacious, man, and I couldn't believe it. This was at the Holiday Inn.
Wow, the Holiday Inn's not the ritziest place that we have in the U.S., obviously.
No way, right? But ritzy out there, man.
You know what that reminds me of? Remember the movie Demolition Man with Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah.
In the future of that world, the fanciest restaurant was Taco Bell.
Yeah.
It was like a 5-star gourmet restaurant. Anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You were probably in that movie at one point, no?
Just maybe.
You know who's in that movie for 5 seconds? Charles Glass.
Yeah, might have played Wesley's double, for a minute there.
Charles Glass is in that movie for like 5 seconds.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's like a thug. He was like Wesley with his thugs that were going to attack someone.
Oh wow.
He was all jacked. It was like 1980.
Oh wow.
That's
fun. That's fun. That's fun.
Next question. I see you use the Trifecta Meal Prep Company, but you also seem to cook a lot of your own meals in your YouTube videos. How do you decide whether to eat a prepackaged meal or cook one fresh?
Well, I'm actually probably, if I'm cooking it, it's probably still Trifecta. I'm probably just putting some heat to what's already there. Sometimes they make on purpose, they make their chicken a little bit undercooked so you can stay, so it can stay tender.
Yeah.
And then I just put a little bit more heat to it. Same thing with the bison. Still, if I'm cooking, I'm cooking Trifecta's meals. They've been so good to me, and they're good enough to where I don't need to really venture anywhere else. To where it's even a la carte and ready-made meals.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just all through Trifecta. Trifecta is pretty much. And now, unless it's pancakes, or it's something like that, then it'll be, Birch Benders or somebody like that, or Bisquick. But it is definitely Trifecta. If it's when you're talking about just bodybuilding food.
Gotcha.
It's all that.
Yeah, you were in a commercial that they ran on those giant screens. Did they run it this last Olympia too? I know in the 2020 Olympia, before the show started, that thing was on about 100 times. You and your trifecta. It was you. The Cutler had his commercial. It was like 3 commercials they ran over and over. So
yeah.
I think everyone sitting there was well familiar with Breon Ansley and Trifecta meals after that show.
Right.
Oh, here's an even more controversial question.
Even more.
I saved this towards near the end because in case Breon gets mad and turns off his phone, at least I got a bunch of content on it.
Oh man, good.
No, it's
smart.
It ain't that bad.
Smart method there.
I'm milk toast. I'm not that bad. So 4 men out of the top 5 in the last Classic Physique Olympia are in their 20s. Bumstead, Ruffin, Urs, and Ramon. You are, according to Wikipedia, 42 years old. I don't know if that's accurate, but I know you don't look anywhere that age. You must do all kinds of Botox and fillers or something. I don't know. You're just great genetics. Do you feel your age is either an advantage or disadvantage or plays no factor at all?
Oh, I feel it's an advantage because it's just as what we were talking about, the maturity, the quality of the muscle. I feel now that even with certain like little nagging stuff I have, when I'm close to 100%, my strength stride is the highest that it's ever been. My strength endurance stride, so that I'm able to actually even now still lift heavy and recover fast in between reps. In between sets and then go again. I'm at an all-time high right now. So I feel like, and then that, that muscle endurance, that strength endurance, that definitely is going to lead directly to your immediately quality, and what your muscle is looking like. So I feel right now I'm in my prime. I'm feeling great, ready to rock. I feel that definitely is an advantage for me. And I'm definitely going to continue to play to that. I was off in 2020 and even this year, I wasn't at my best conditioning wise. So once I hit my best conditioning wise, I think it's going to be, I'll be really a problem to really, really, really contend for the title. And that's what I intend to do. So yeah, all in all, an advantage.
We talk about, I've talked about before, training age versus your calendar age or your driver's license age. Some guys who are 42, they've been training, they've been competing since they were teenagers. Right. Others, you turned pro in 2013. So when was your first, what year was your first how old were you when you started competing?
I was 32.
Oh, so
Yeah. Yeah, it was just in 2011, 2012. So I was just, it's just only been 10 years now that I've been, well, not even that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
not even that. Yeah.
Wow.
Right under. So.
You know that I think Bumstead's been competing as long or longer than you, and he's only 26.
Yeah. So yeah, that's important. The mileage.
Oh, definitely.
You know, the mileage on there. Man, he's only 26. Jesus.
I know. I didn't believe it for a long time, but you know, eventually I got the paperwork and it's true. I got the documentation. Yeah, I always know because I have a daughter who's 27 now, and I can't believe, you know, she's not immature or anything, but I can't believe this kid is a year younger than my own daughter, and he's walking around with a mustache like a grown ass man. He's got, you know, 3 Olympia titles. It's mind boggling.
It is. It is.
26-year-olds these days are still living at home, don't know what the hell they want to do.
I know. I know.
Scrounging off mommy and daddy, and
I know. And now he's
PS5 all day.
Right. Of course. And he's owning businesses now, if I'm not mistaken, right? Revive he owns, right?
He's one of the owners. Yeah, correct. So
yeah, one of the owners. So it's remarkable. It's remarkable. But nevertheless, we still got to go after him next year. Still got to go after him. I mean, he's the champ. We still got to go after the champ. He's the mark.
100%.
And we got to go after it. And I think that's going to be where we do it with density, with conditioning, with quality, and with lines and separation everywhere, every which way.
Yeah. But you know, props to you. I mean, you're way younger than me, but to be able to hang with all these young guys, although, you know, I happen to know that it's not that. This is a sport where being young isn't really necessarily an advantage. It can be a big disadvantage because of what we talked about. A lot of these people, though these guys are the elite, but there's a lot of bodybuilders in their 20s who Milo Sarshev calls it baby muscle, because it's just all new muscle, that there's no detail to it yet. There's very little separation. They have the mass, the bulk, the size, but it's like it still needs to be like a diamond. It needs to be cut. It's still in a very raw state.
Absolutely. And then, you know, a credit to the young guys that all these young guys that are placing high now, like you said, Chris and Terrence and Urs, and even Ramon. You said Ramon is in his 20s.
Yeah, he just won another show, and who else is going to win the one in Brazil? He did, of course. But
right, Jesus,
shocking. I know,
man. I get so many. When I even do a post, I get so many people just doing the dinosaur on my damn comments, and I'm like, guys, all right, you know, your guy Ramon is great and all that.
But this is my channel. Why don't you talk about?
This is my page here, you know. Yeah. But at the same time, I do have a lot of Brazilian supporters, you know. As well. So I will say I love the Brazilian fans and the Brazilian bodybuilding fans. They're great. And they're Brazilian Breon fans. So
good. Yeah, I mean, you were at the Olympia, obviously. I mean, I know that bodybuilding is big down there because I talked to a guy named Miguel Chain, who's the bodybuilding journalist of Brazil, knows everybody. And he's been telling me for years, he goes, bro, Brazil you have no idea how many people are way into bodybuilding and fitness down here. And now we're starting to see them at this Olympia. There had to be like 1,000 of them walk, just fans that came up from Brazil to watch their favorites. If did you watch the wellness at all?
I wasn't able to catch the wellness.
Dude, you would have had your ears covered. They were so loud, screaming for these people. It was intense.
That's remarkable.
But they're super fans, so God bless them.
God bless them. Absolutely, and I have to get there soon.
Americans, you need to be fans like that. Yeah.
Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Step up your game, American fans.
Tell me about it.
All right, final question is just a training question, so nothing to get rattled about. Here we go. I don't know if I ever asked you this before, but this is a good one. What has been the most challenging body part or muscle group for you to develop, and what were the methods or techniques that finally got it to grow?
Well, you know, it's changed. First, it was my lats. Those needed to come up considerably in the beginning, you know, and now the feedback hasn't been lats at all for the last couple of years, but it's been what started as my strong point in the beginning, which was chest and legs. Now my chest and legs need to come up, and my lats are good. So it changes, man. It changes when you get into the dieting and when you get into, like we're talking about, you know, put what emphasis and you need to put on what muscles and how much frequency and all that, you know, it changes. And you have to just train and be a great eye and have some good eyes that are looking at you and train accordingly. So now it's specifically the chest and the legs that need to stay full. And I think that's also a thing for me. It's just not more so development, but it's just more so being able to eat into the show, eat more into the show to keep them full. I don't think it's more so a development thing, but we shall see. We shall see, you know, coming up this next year for Arnold.
You do an Arnold?
Wow!
Okay.
Breaking news right there.
Finally a breaking story. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, because I know they haven't. This is typically when they're still sending out the invitations and people are applying.
Yeah.
You know? So did you already? They would obviously, they're not going to say no to you, but did they reach out to you, or did you? How did it work for this?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. They reached out to me and said, "Man, we're making the show great. You're going to be. I can't break any news on how great it's going to be.
Be great, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes, but they reached out and said, Breon, here we're making this show great this year. Next year, we are making specifically classic great on you know all these different levels.
Yeah.
And we want you to be a part of it." So I said, man, I'd love to. Why not? Arnold is the Arnold.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to do it ever since I did it back in 2017, but it just wasn't right with the certain things that were in place kind of for me to be at my best and do it, I thought. But now I think now is the time. And now is they placed it and they've improved so many things to where I think I can really be at my best and you know, for the show and give them what they want, give the people what they want.
Because you were the first Arnold Classic Physique champion, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It was you and Arash were battling it out, right? Arash Rabat?
Yeah.
I remember that. That was apples and oranges. I don't know what you were, the apple or the orange, but very, very. that was a battle. That was like, I don't know. I was biting my nails. I was like, I don't know what these judges are going to do. But I don't know if you realize that, because I was talking to Dave Bay, who works with the Arnold people now. The gentleman who puts it on, I wish I could remember his name. It's not the Lorimer who's really doing the production. It's a gentleman who has experience with Comic-Cons. That's where he comes from. So they are trying to make this whole the Arnold Sports Festivals, you know, more.
Wow, even more of a festival, huh?
I've never been to a Comic-Con, but I hear they're pretty big deals. So
I hear that as well. Are you talking about maybe Lloyd? Does that strike anything? No. Okay. Because that's who reached out for me. Lloyd reached out to me, and I know he's a big deal over there with running the Arnold.
Yep.
Great friends with Ronnie, so it was cool. I met him in 2017 in the Cheesecake Factory with Ronnie.
Oh wow! All right, well, we have some breaking news, guys. Breon Ansley will come back. That'll be 2022. That'll be 5 years away from the Arnold Classic. He'll be coming back after 5 years.
Yeah.
For a second title. Yeah. I'm glad. I mean, I understand why you guys only do the Olympia. I get it. But, you know, for the fans, it's exciting to see more of you, see you at the Arnold. Just like in the old, I'm sure Chris always harps on this. You know, back in the 90s, we used to do 100 shows a year.
Yeah.
He did. Him and Milos and Vince Taylor, those guys, they did so many shows.
Yeah.
And, you know, and they look great at all the shows. It's not like their bodies weren't falling apart on them. So that's good, man. I'm glad to hear you're doing
I mean, I always tell him that, and I always I'm always mentioning that to somebody, how I have the utmost respect for that era and those guys doing all those shows. And obviously, right, the look at how they looked too. That was the look still. You know, we're still saying that look was the best look. You know, pound for pound that we have seen, you know, and that even us now, we want to aspire to look like.
I mean,
and doing all those shows, you know. So
Flex Wheeler, Levroni, Nasser, those days. I'm glad I got to see a lot of those shows. I saw the ones in the US. I didn't go overseas, but yeah, I mean, props to those guys. I know people come down on the old guys like me, like, oh, you think the guys today suck? And no, I don't. I don't think that at all. I think the guys today are phenomenal athletes. I just have a little extra level of respect for those guys because they used to. I looked at his contest record. One year he did 20 contests in 1 year.
Unbelievable.
Who does that?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So,
you know, it's even unbelievable when I see some of the bikini girls doing all these shows. You know, so even I even respect that, but even more so on a level of how much more detailed, you know, we have to be with the amount of muscle we have,
right?
And then touring and then all that type of stuff, you know. It's pretty remarkable, man.
Yeah.
I mean, because I've
Ashley
only
Kaltwasser, I think she's done 14 shows this year.
Amazing. Amazing.
She's won 8 out of the 14, but that's a lot of shows.
Amazing.
Want to let you guys know where to find Breon on social media and so on. YouTube, it's just his name, Breon Ansley. Great content. You got to check that out. Instagram is at Breon MA, Breon MA. And the website is the number 4 for the damn DAMN win for the damnwin.com. Ebooks, clothing, posing sessions, all kinds of great stuff available on that. So check out that website for the damn win. There's even an ebook called Earn Your Pancakes. That's probably I bet that's your bestseller, is it?
Yeah, and that's rightfully so. That's the lean bulking ebook, right?
I think you have Earn Your Pancakes shirts too, right?
Absolutely. This is
is that one?
Well, this is the new version here. Champ Thoughts, Champ Motions. Have them on there right now in black and red. Earn Your Pancakes. Those are all done at the moment and all sold out. Much love to everybody, but I will be making more.
Awesome, man. Congratulations on all that, guys. So follow all that. And of course, I want you to subscribe to this channel if you're not already. Hit the notification bell and turn your notifications on so you know when we have new videos. I do want you to watch our videos. I'm not going to lie. That's what I'm here for. So thank you so much, Breon. 2-time Olympia champ, going back for 3 next year, going back for another Arnold Classic title next year. 2022 is going to be a great year for the Black Swan. I feel it.
Yeah, I feel it. Absolutely. Ron, I appreciate you always, brother.
Cool, man. All right, everybody. Thanks for